To answer this quick question that most people ask me in my DMs or when we meet on one, it's when you ask me about the first or the kind of sewing machine you should buy as a fresh or a new fashion designer. It's a kind of tricky question. Let me first of all be very honest with you because there are lots of sewing machines out there. And honestly, if I will advise you, I can say buy the most expensive one, buy the biggest one, buy the fanciest one. But truth be told, buy the one that will serve you most first. Don't just spend your money and buy it because it's expensive or because you see someone using it. Sit down and mark your budget. How much do you have? For me, as far as I know, there is no amount you have that you cannot start with. Let me tell you, some people are sewing with ordinary blackhead they bought as a 10th hand sewing machine and they start making money with that. Actually, is about how much you can make and how you build that money, how you progress with it, how you build it, like consistently building it. Because the more you make, then the more you can save towards buying more expensive machines. I don't advise startups to ever buy the very expensive ones at start. No, I don't think it's advisable. The first thing is buy the one that will serve you well, buy the one that can do probably more than one or two things. Like, we have the one we call the straight sewing machine, and we have the one we call the double sewing machine, or otherwise called the zigzag sewing machine. The straight sewing machine just means all it can do is straight lines, like sew straight seams, join your clothes together, and doesn't do more than that. And the one we call the zigzag sewing machine, otherwise called the double sewing machine, is the one that does both straight lines and some zigzag stitches. Now, the advantage of this is it does your sewing for you. It does your mini, like if you do not have the money to buy an overlocking machine as a startup, you can use that to serge the edges, to finish the edges of your sewing project. You can always use the zigzag side. When you want to make buttonholes, this comes in very, very handy. You also use it as a buttonhole maker. And if you want to do some cool embroidery, see, these machines are what the earlier tailors used for some beautiful embroideries. You just need to sit down and master how to use it. They are very good. I've used these machines to do some beautiful embroidery work when I started sewing, and they came out pretty good. So it's not just because, oh, I don't have the kind of machine that person is using, so I can't do what they're doing. You can do a lot with that simple sewing machine in your store or in your workspace or in your bedroom. Don't wait till the big money comes. The more you can make with this, then the more you can buy. Now, when people ask me they want to buy computerized sewing machines, I'll tell them, if you are based in Nigeria and you want to go to those people that will repair, remember they do not understand some repairs. Let me give you an example of a client I had, like a colleague in the business who bought a very expensive computerized embroidery machine. And at a point, the machine got faulty. They had to look for how to fix this. At long last, they had to fly someone in. It's actually a big factory, so they could afford it. So if you buy a machine that you cannot fix, I've had students, friends, colleagues in the business who bought expensive computerized sewing machines, and one fault, that's it, it's off. They can't fix it. So think about the repair factors and where you are based. Can I repair it? Can I fix it? So think about it. And recently, I had someone who just relocated, asking, "Oh, if she wants to buy a sewing machine. She didn't know what to buy." I said, "Buy the one you can afford. You don't have to go for all the brand new because of the current, because you are new. You're just trying to exchange money. You can, if you're settled, you can buy, like you can have pay small offer. But if you're not new, then you look for maybe Facebook Marketplace or somewhere you can buy something that someone has maybe fairly used, so to say. At least start somewhere. Don't go for all the big things because I want to start big. Well, it's okay to start big, but start with what you can handle. I mean, bite what you can chew and bite what you can swallow. That is the key of the fashion sewing business. And when you're buying your tools and equipment, buy the important ones. Let's say, like, if you want to buy your scissors, I don't say buy, don't buy the cheap scissors. It's easy to buy cheap scissors, but it's actually saves you more money to buy the expensive one because it will last you longer. You'll be able to use it for a long time. So sometimes when you're cutting costs, think about how long you're going to get to use this for, how long it will last, and will it worth should I save now and spend more, or should I spend more now and that's it, I've saved that for life. All these things are things you can think for. It's a lot, but I'll bring you more tips. See you in the next video.